Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Let me come back to the studio and let's do some NPP before our time runs out. So I'll read just a bit of it for you, Honorable Collins. A flag bearer hopeful of the new patriotic party, NPP, Dr. Usuefria Koto, says the NPP is in danger of losing the 2024 elections. Thus, he explained, is due to low morale among its supporters over unfulfilled promises. It is clear to me, quote, that morale is very low. The expectation of our activists around the country for a better life has not been realized, so the NPP is not in a good place to contest to retain power next year, unquote, he said. He made the remark to the media in Kumasi where he was touring ahead of the November 4 Delegates Conference. According to him, the issue of not realizing promises in the party should be taken seriously and addressed, adding that anybody who aspires to bear the flag of the NPP, that should be the priority. He contended that he is the perfect candidate to see these problems he mentioned addressed. So let me leave it there. But these are some of the same problems Honorable Kennedy Agyapong mentions. And let's, on that, you dwell on the issues of the new patriotic party and, of course, ahead of your November 4th elections.
So, you have just a month to go for presidential elections. And there are 4 of the candidates left vying for the position. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dr. Kwesi, Honorable Agyapong, and Mr. Abenimo. And you just read a statement from Dr. Koto. And he claims that the NPP is in danger of losing the next election because of unfulfilled promises. But he believes very strongly that if he's voted into power, he's the magic one to turn around our danger of losing the elections. That's quite interesting. He has been with this government, and not just any ordinary member, a key member of this government, this current government, until just some few months ago when he decided to pursue his presidential ambition. He was a cabinet minister for close to 6 years, held a very important portfolio, and he's now claiming that the NPP has not fulfilled most of his promises, but he feels that he's the candidate to help us break the 8. Well, I didn't sit in cabinet with him. I don't know the kind of discussion that went on in cabinet, and I don't know why at this particular juncture, just a month to our presidential election, he's speaking this way. I don't know if, to whose benefit would you make such a statement? Or would that statement brighten his chances of winning our presidential slots? I don't know. All I can say is that I'll just appeal to all of them, all the candidates, to be circumspect in their language. If Dr. Koto wins the primaries on November 4th, he has absolutely no option but to campaign on the achievements of the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo government. He has no option. He cannot campaign on his strength or on his personal achievement. He has to campaign on the achievement of the government. And so if he continues to say things of this nature and also hopes to lead the same political tradition or the same party to December 2024 election, I don't see how that is going to work. But as I said, I'm just going to appeal to all of them, all the aspiring candidates, that they should be circumspect in their language, and they should just know that this is just a means to an end, and that by November 4th, latest by 6 p.m., we all know who our candidate is going to be. So let's be careful with the individual attacks among themselves, because at the end of the day, we will need everybody on board to win the 2024 elections.
But is there not a reason to look at the issues they are raising, that the grassroots are not happy and there are deep cracks in the party.
And I'm
so
saying
so
that what did he
it is
do?
not he alone. That's Ken Agyapong is saying that. Insight is reporting
I'm saying that
Uh-huh.
Dr. Kuto was a cabinet minister for 6 to 7 years. What did he do as a cabinet minister that he's now telling us that the grassroots are not happy? What did he do to make the grassroots happy when he was in the saddle? Why the sudden change of attitude and towards the government that he was part of? That suddenly the grassroots is not happy. When he was a minister of agriculture, was the grassroots happy? Or is it that because he wants to lead the party now, he's now identifying the problems within the party and thinks that when he leads the party, all those problems will be solved? I am saying that we have an election to win, a campaign to run. These things being said by all the candidates, they should know that it will be played back to us by our opponents. If you say we have not fulfilled our promise, when he was the Greek minister, which of the promises did he fulfill?
No, so he didn't fulfill any.
I'm just asking. He is saying that the NPP has not fulfilled our promises and the grassroots are not happy. But I'm saying that you were part of the decision-making process. In fact, you were in the thick of event. What was his contribution to make the grassroots happy? And why is that suddenly he's talking about the grassroots is not happy? So if he becomes the candidate, what will be our next message? That Dr. Kuto has come. All the promises that were not fulfilled 7 years ago, Dr. Kuto will make sure that it is fulfilled within 1 year. Mm-hmm. That's what he's saying. Mm-hmm. That when he comes, within 1 year, he'll be able to fulfill all the unfulfilled promises. When he was in government, he could not help to fulfill the promises. When he's out, he thinks he can do so. I am saying that let us be careful with our language. And this goes to all the aspirants. You have just brought Dr. Kuto's point. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that everybody should be careful with their utterances. Dr. Bawumia, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, Mr. Denimo, all of them. Let's not be circumspect with our language. So that at the end of the day, when we have a candidate, it becomes easier for all of us to rally behind that candidate to market the person. But if you are lamenting and saying all these things, and when you think that when you become the candidate, you fulfill all the promises that have not been fulfilled in 7 years, you make sure that all the grassroots people are happy. Well, let's see what happens on November 4th. I am very clear in my mind who is going to win the November 4th election.
Who is going to win?
Oh, of course, it's very clear to everybody who's going to win.
Who is going to win?
So you can't see that Dr. Bawumia will win this election.
The November 4th election?
Absolutely. He's going to. Yes, he has my support, and everybody knows this. I've made it public.
Is it because he has your support, or you have any empirical analysis to back the point that he will win?
I can't see how Dr. Bawumia will not win this November 4th election.
Yes, I'll give you graphic.
He's going to win. But my point is that all the other candidates must be circumspect in their language, including my own candidate, Dr. Bawumia, and his supporters. Because I have cited and seen some comments from some members of Bawumia's team, making some comments that if you are not careful, our candidate wins, it becomes difficult to bring the others on board. So my appeal is to everybody. My appeal is to all of them, supporters of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, supporters of Dr. Kennedy Agyapong, supporters, all the candidates. Let's be mindful of what we say, so that it becomes easier for all of us at the end of the day to rally behind the eventual winner going to the 2024 elections.
Uncle, let me come to you on the issues happening in the NPP now towards November 4th, and of course eventually the 2024 elections.
You know, I'm listening to my brother Collins, and he's saying what virtually everybody or many people in the party are saying, and I'm alarmed at those statements. This statement about being circumspect, don't criticize, and so on. I think it's a very dangerous statement, my
I
brother.
didn't say they shouldn't criticize you. I'm just saying they should be circumspect in the language, because at the end of
That's
the
an
day,
euphemism for not criticizing.
that's an what? Well, no, that's not my understanding.
Well,
I'm just admonishing.
That's my understanding.
Okay, I'm just admonishing that we should make
if the
some statements.
if the grassroots of the party are not happy, they are not happy. It's the fact. It should be said. Unless you want to paper over the cracks, paper over the reality. You understand?
I'm saying the person making that statement, Kwesi, he is not Agyapong Mensa Collins. He was a Greek minister for 6 to 7 years.
So,
what did he do to make the grassroots happy? Why is he now complaining to us that the grassroots are not happy?
it was because he couldn't do much as a Greek minister that he has now decided to become the flag bearer, so he can take things into his hands and change things. He was not the president, man. For goodness sake, he was not the president.
But when he becomes a candidate, is he a president? When he becomes a candidate, he's not yet the president.
Hold on. He was certainly not Kenuforiata. He was certainly not Kenuforiata. You are squeezing your face. It's a fact. He was not Kenuforiata.
But I'm not
he didn't have the influence that Kenuforiata had.
He's referred to as the president's friend.
So
he's referred to as the president's friend. So what the influence is talking about? Which influence is talking about?
How is Kenuforiata referred to?
The president's cousin.
Atupan is referred to as the president's friend.
Yes.
What about Kenuforiata? What about Kenuforiata?
And for those who don't know, Atupan, that's an abbreviation of something. I mean, for those who don't know that.
Atupan, so you don't even know it.
I know Atupan.
So it's an abbreviation of what?
I know that, but I've forgotten the whole.
Hey, as for a 3 year couture, you have forgotten. You see, those who make allegations.
A 3 year couture tops all.
Every year could take off.
He didn't know. You see, those who make allegations of bias against those of you who are in a certain leadership position in the party, I think have a justification. You understand? Yesterday, I read a statement which had been issued by Chairman Bonsu, Honorable. And I felt sick. I mean, if I was contesting for the presidential candidature of the party, and the majority leader makes these statements.
Which statement?
I'll look for it.
Virtually saying that Baumia is a dove, actually uses the word dove. He is more cultured, he doesn't insult anybody and so on. And that is why all the 130 of you have decided to back him. If you make these statements, given the positions that you occupy, how is a free Yakuto going to feel that he has a fair chance of contesting? How is a Dainimo going to feel that he has a fair chance of contesting? How is Kennedy Agyapong going to feel that he has a fair chance of contesting? So you people have poisoned the atmosphere in the party. You have.
I don't think so.
People in leadership positions have poisoned the atmosphere in the party, leading to this degeneration. Look, when the aspirants were 10, all of them met and said that, look, let us centralize the Superdelegates Conference. Only one person wanted a decentralization of the Superdelegates Conference. You agreed that there should be decentralization.
But that's what the Constitution says so.
How does the Constitution say
The
so?
party's Constitution.
It doesn't say so.
It said the venue and the date and venue for the election shall be determined by the National Council, not the aspirant. That is the Constitution of our party.
It doesn't say.
Yes.
It doesn't say
Yes.
that the election, the Superdelegates Conference should be decentralized. It doesn't say so.
What it says
It
is
doesn't say so.
okay, I get, but it
doesn't say so.
But it doesn't also say that it should be held at one place.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yes. But when you have a situation where 9 out of 10 aspirants put forward cogent arguments that you came to accept later.
Which argument?
Hold on. You came to accept later. And then all of you side with one candidate against 9. How do you think that the 9 are going to feel? Now let me tell you how they came to accept the cogent arguments. The 9 had argued that if you don't centralize, given the small numbers involved, it is possible to influence the delegates with money and so on. And then secondly, it may be possible to also identify those who didn't vote for you. You understand? In the final analysis, your General Secretary issued a statement to the extent that they are going to do something about the code numbers.
Yes, on the ballots.
The ballot numbers and so on, so that people could not be identified and so on.
Yeah,
that's a vindication of the position of the 9.
I don't think so.
It is a vindication of the position of the 9. Now, my brother, let me finish. Okay. I beg you, let me finish. Look, yesterday I took all the newspapers in the morning, every newspaper that came out. The level of deliberate vilification of Kennedy Agyapong, I'm surprised he's tolerating it. Deliberate vilification. You know, and some of the vilification actually doesn't make sense. There's a young man who claims to be supporting Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, who has actually done a video in which he claims that Kennedy Agyapong was illegally awarded contracts by the government. I'm sure you've seen that video. And that it does not lie in his mouth to be criticizing the government and to be talking about corruption. And I listened to him and I said, this young man, what is he up to? If Kennedy Agyapong has illegally received contract, it means that whoever gave him the contract also did it illegally. You understand? So in the mood to smash Kennedy Agyapong to the ground, you're also smashing yourself to the ground. That's the point I'm making. It simply doesn't make sense. You understand? Now, what Afriye Akoto has said, what's the difference between this and what Kennedy Agyapong is saying? Somebody should be telling me. And yet, if Kennedy Agyapong says it, hey, everybody is angry. They are going to attack him, wrestle him to the ground. Afriye Akoto can say the same thing. There's no problem. You understand? There is something fundamentally wrong. If things are not working, things are not working, and people should be able to say that things are not working. This never be moderate in your language and so on is meant to paper over cracks, to paper over the reality, and it ain't going to help anybody. You must understand that very clearly. It ain't going to help anybody. Pardon my slang. Look, you have a serious problem. And you see, there's one point that I like to make with all the passion that I can find. My brother, let not the political parties and their leaders think that the people of Ghana have no brains. You can come up with all kinds of schemes and so on. Eventually, whoever you select, you are going to present to the people of Ghana to make a determination. That's right. And you can't even assume that whoever you select, your own party people will follow the person.
That's true.
You understand? You can use all the machinations that you have, the establishment, as some people say, and so on, and bring up a candidate who is going to crash in the elections. And the way we are going, that is my prediction.
You mean where Honorable is going?
Well,
the way they are all going.
Kwesi says that we are going to
Honorable, you have stated your position. You have stated that
I'm saying that, no, but Kwesi is saying that the way we are going to crash in the 2024 elections. I don't see that way. I don't see that way.
My brother.
Kwesi.
My brother, I think you should go and see your...
No. Kwesi, I don't see that way. I don't see that way. Kwesi,
you should go and see
this election, the way people see it, I don't see that way at all.
On what are you going to campaign?
Kwesi, we are going to get our candidates. When we get our candidates, we are going to put together...
Your candidate is going to campaign on what?
Yes, we are going to put together a team, and we are going to put together our message to the Ghanaian people. And trust me, at the end of the day, the Ghanaian people will take a decision. And it's going to be a decision that will make me happy. I'm telling you.
My brother Collins.
I'm coming.
My brother Collins.
I'm coming.
Listen, my brother Collins, listen to me very carefully. Have you heard of something called Cuckoo's Land before?
I think I've heard it, but I don't know.
Cuckoo's Land. And those who operate from Cuckoo's Land, you know where they finally end up?
Kwesi. I'm saying that I disagree with you on your conclusion that judging from where we are going to end in a ditch. I am saying that I don't see it that way. I see that after November 4th, this political party, this tradition that I belong to, will regroup, put up a message, and go to the Ghanaian people. And we're going to market that message to the Ghanaian people.
What message? After 8 years?
Uncle Kwesi.
It is your record of 8 years which
and that is what we are going to do. That is what we are going to do.
What is that record?
I'm sure.
Moving the CD from 4 CDs to 12 CDs.
Uncle Kwesi, we don't have too much time. When a time
the
will come,
indebtedness of the Bank of Ghana.
Uncle Kwesi, a time will come, we will sit here and have a discussion.
To feed people in the
You have a discussion. We have a discussion about our record, and I can tell you that at the end of the day, the Ghanaian people will make me smile.
Count me out.
No problem, Uncle
Count
Kwesi.
me out.
No problem.
Don't make it look like the Ghanaian people have no brains. The Ghanaian people have brains.
The Ghanaian people also know that the person who wants to come has been there before. The Ghanaian people also know. We are going to make a determination.
Who is that person?
We all know this political part. This election is between NPP and NDC. The NDC has their candidate, and I'm saying that and I'm saying that Uncle Kwesi, the Ghanaian
You are
people.
making too many assumptions, my brother. You are making too many assumptions.
The NDC already has the candidate.
Listen, let me tell you something. You are making too many assumptions. Too many assumptions. And those assumptions will hit you in the face very soon.
Okay, what I'm saying. What
You're
I'm saying
making
is
too many assumptions.
For what I am saying.
Listen,
respectfully.
Yes, sir.
Your point is that we, from the way things are going, we are going to end in a ditch.
Master,
that is your prediction.
Listen, let me tell you why I'm saying that. I listened to Mr. Kennedy Agyapong. And Mr. Kennedy Agyapong said very, very clearly, I'm sure you heard him.
Yes.
That he's the only credible candidate in the election. And that your government has been looting so massively as if there's no tomorrow. And so, hold on. And that if your preferred candidate actually wins the election, he would not campaign for him. He said that very clearly.
I didn't hear him say he will not campaign.
Oh, he has implied that. I've heard him say that then they should go and vote for Allah.
I've not heard him say this.
I have heard him say that if they won't vote for him, then they should go and vote for Allah.
Respectfully.
I have to be able to close. Let him land.
I'm coming.
Let him land.
Mr. Kennedy Agyapong.
Let him land.
Where are you?
I have to be able to close now.
Okay.
So you let him land,
then I'll make my. Okay.
You can make.
Where are you coming?
Okay. When you finish, then I'll make my.
My brother, Atufa, you just read his statement. You just read his statement.
Yes.
And he knows the party perhaps better than some of you. He's a man who has been in the party for a very, very long time. I mean, since I began identifying him with the NPP, from the very beginning. He knows the party so damn well. And he's saying that the cracks in the party, the despondency at the base and so on, would not make you possible for you to win elections.
I disagree with him.
He also disagrees with you.
Yes, I disagree with him.
Yes.
I disagree with him.
He also disagrees with you.
So let me round up with you now.
I'm going to talk about.
Have you been reading Agyapong's analysis?
Yes, I have.
Of what is happening
I've listened to.
I'm
going to brought Honorable Kennedy Agyapong's issue. If Honorable Kennedy Agyapong wins primaries on November 4th, on whose record is he going to campaign on?
He's not going to campaign on anybody's record, that he has made that very clear. Listen.
It's important I make this point. It's important I make this point. It's important. No. It's important I make this point.
Is on standby.
My brother, I'm coming.
Kennedy Agyapong has said that there's no record to campaign on. And so he's coming into the race on the basis of his own integrity.
On the ticket of the party.
Hold on. And on his correct assessment of the current situation. So don't
on
which record is going to campaign. He has not told you that he's going to campaign on
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong.
Even Dr. Bawumia is not going to campaign on the record of Akufo-Addo.
Honorable.
Do you know that Kennedy?
Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a true. I'm telling you, it's a true patriot. I'm telling Honorable Kennedy Agyapong is a true patriot, and I know that no matter the outcome of November 4th. He's going to be a true patriot. He's still going to remain with the party and support whichever candidate is elected. Just as if he is elected, the next day I'll be here to campaign for him.
The way we are insulting.
Thank you, Kwesi Pratt, the managing editor of the Inside newspaper. Collins Admakume Mensa is the member of Parliament for Fija North constituency. So on that note, I'll take a quick break. When I come back, I'll be with Desmond for trends. Thank you very much.
PENDREAM TV now so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.